Hey everyone, it's Dorian. This is my fourth video today. I'm really doing the catch-up work. So yes, this is week six, and it's coming out. This one is a tough one. So if you're asking about my personal beliefs, if we should come out or not, I personally believe we should, because it's very liberating and once you stop feeling like you need to hide, people would like, I think, I mean, I cannot generalize because it is very dangerous in some countries to come out, and in some countries, most people can't give a shit if you do come out or not, because they really can't care if you're gay or if you're trans or if you're whatever, which is like, I feel is the best way to go. But yeah, in some places you get killed for it. But as for me, I came out to my friends, um, not as trans, but I came out as a lesbian at that time. That well, I didn't actually fix a sexuality. I just said that I had a girlfriend, and I'm not sure if it's my friends or if it's my sister, but someone told my parents, and so I was forcibly outed, and my parents started to really curb my internet usage, and they're monitoring my phone calls, they're monitoring my emails, they were basically doing a lot of big brother shit, monitoring where I went, who I hung out with, stuff like that. But I didn't have any lesbian friends at the time. um, well, I did have lesbian friends, but I didn't hang out with them, you know. So after a while, my school had this trip to Singapore, which was where my ex-girlfriend was, and I actually uh, of course, I wanted to go. My mother refused to allow me to go, but my father, he actually managed to convince her to let me go. I think the rationale was that if I actually met her, I would realize that this is not for me, and I would, go back to the straight path, you know. But of course, the opposite happened, and I think my father found like either an SMS or an email. No, 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 no. I actually had this like really bad feeling that something was gonna happen, so I made a passport because I didn't have one before. We used a group passport to get into Singapore. So I had a feeling that something was gonna happen, so I actually like made my own passport. But because my father has got spies everywhere, he somehow found out that I had made a passport, and this I did not tell anyone in the world, that I was going to make a passport. And he found out, and he confronted me. He confronted me about it, and I admitted it, and he started to beat me up, and he basically grabbed the passport from me. I remember that he slapped me really hard, and he grabbed the passport from me, and he basically said, this is my house, you have to follow by my rules. If you feel like you can't follow them, then you should, you can pack your bags and stuff like that, and just ask me for the passport. I'll give it to you, then I'll close the door behind you know and so I left. Now the propaganda that was going around was that I ran away from home and stuff like that, but and a lot of people bought it because my family is actually very respected in our community, and so I was the bad guy for like the longest time, and I had like a severe falling out with my friends. So I left. I went to Singapore to be with my ex at the time. Yeah, I went through like this falling out with my family, with my friends, like people who were supposed to be my best friends, basically. Said that I was throwing my life away, that I'd become a pub singer, that I am being ungrateful to my parents because they love me and shit like that. And well, I'm happy to say that most of them have come around by now. Um, yeah, but there's still like one or two that to this day I don't want to speak to because I guess when when shit happens to you, you find out who your real friends are, and I've seen the true colors of some of them, and yeah, so yeah, so that's basically my coming out story. I only started identifying as trans in like I was disowned December 2005. I started to actually how do you say come out as trans like maybe in like mid 2006. That was because I had no idea there was such a thing as trans men. You'd think that if there were trans women, there's supposed to be like a mirror image, but it didn't occur to me until my ex-girlfriend actually told me about her ex, who's a trans man, and I was like, that was that light bulb moment, and I was like, oh my god, that's me. And it took me a while to actually tell her because she's a lesbian, but I finally did, and she was very upset at first. um, we would get into these massive fights, but I guess in time she realized that she loved me for my my soul, my character, my personality, and she's not in love with me because of my genitals. So you know yeah, we came to that understanding type thing, and yeah, so but of course that relationship didn't work out. I think it was for the best, because it was pretty, I didn't think it was before, but right now I realize that it was pretty abusive, and it's never good to be in an abusive relationship. Abusive towards me, that is. Yeah, so that was my coming out story. Before that whole Singapore thing, I've never known a day without shelter, a day without food. When I went to Singapore, I felt it all. So yeah. So anyway, I've really got to sleep now. My eyes are starting to shut, to like close, and I've got to wake up early tomorrow. So later today actually, in 3 hours. So I'll try to upload everything by tonight. If I don't, then I'll slowly upload the videos. But see you guys.